Well, we're now really approaching the crunch time of the season, and for Manchester City, this week is quite frankly essential for Pep Guardiola. After a chastening defeat at the Bernabeu on Wednesday, City faced a real prospect of going into a tricky away trip to West Ham, being 10 points behind Premier League leaders Arsenal, ahead of a crucial second leg at the Etihad next Tuesday, and a small matter of a Carabao Cup final against the Gunners next Sunday. This really could be the defining week of City's season. And the hosts need the points as well, as Nuno's West Ham have the opportunity to move out of the bottom three with a positive result tonight. It quite frankly is going to be a huge game at the London Stadium as West Ham United take on Manchester City on Unfiltered Football. Right, this win is not doing wonders for my hair at all. I don't even need context for this game, it's just huge, isn't it? Obviously Arsenal play Everton at 5:30, this game kicks off at 8 PM, West Ham and City, so Arsenal could be 10 points clear, as I said in the intro, in the Premier League title race ahead of this game. City need a response after the Fede Valverde masterclass on Wednesday night, gave Real a first leg 3-0 advantage, of course, in the Champions League. West Ham themselves know, obviously, for the first time in ages, they can move out of the bottom three. Almost seemed dead and buried, didn't they, after that defeat at Hunter Forest in January, but Nuno's finally worked his magic, and all of a sudden, they're certainly piling on the pressure, Spurs and Forest, and maybe even Leeds, so they could go level on points with a win tonight before Leeds play later on in the weekend. So it's going to be a big game. Make sure, of course, you're subscribing if you've got this far into the video already. Doesn't cost you a thing, really helps me out, please. I need to sort my hair out, and yeah, let's take you to West Ham with me. Right, hello, Hayden from the future here, and we've got some exciting news here on Unfiltered Football. We've partnered with the Groundhopper App to bring you guys some pretty exclusive benefits, and honestly, these are brilliant. These are actually fantastic. And if you're like me, you're a bit of a football groundhopper, you know, you may have been to many grounds before and used different apps before, like some Footballogy, My Grounds potentially. But these apps really, they often feel cluggy. They're often a bit like, you hate actually using them because you feel like the developer hasn't touched them since about 2012. This app though, it just changes. It blows everything I've ever used before out of the water. It is absolutely extraordinary. I'll explain it to you in a second. Alright then, so lads, this app is actually sensational. So as you can see, we've got like the main screen. It just looks so smooth, isn't it? It's sort of built into the sort of main Apple way of designing apps. You can see the London Stadium there, many stadiums, including the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to go there. But yeah, there you are. You can see the visits page here. This feature is sick, by the way. You can scan your ticket. You know, in the rare days you get paper tickets. I mean, hardly ever nowadays. But when you get a paper ticket, you can actually scan your ticket. So that effectively tracks the match for itself. Obviously, we didn't get a paper ticket. It wasn't a ticket for West Ham. So type it in the ground. There we are, London Stadium. Oh, look at that. In case you weren't aware what the score is, you know, cover your eyes from the bottom of the screen right now. But you can rate it out of stars. I mean, probably 3. I think it was probably decent. What made the match memorable? To be honest, the atmosphere is good. It's a great atmosphere compared to what it usually is. Yeah, compared to usual. And PS, yeah, just want to chat that in there. Spurs are going down. You know, after these events of the weekend. So yeah, you can track it there as it is, as it comes up saying that. Absolutely beautiful. Save it. Bosh, new stadium unlocked. And we're going to do this every week, by the way. Honestly, the amount of stadiums are going to have it. Look, you can even see tracks from March 2026. You know, we've got different stadiums you can go to. Honestly, it is going to be sensational. Make sure you're downloading this app. And the best part about it all is we've got a deal here for those of you watching on Unfiltered Football. So we've got 3 months for effectively £5 of the pro version of this app. And it is, honestly, trust me, it is absolutely sensational. If you want all the features I've just done, make sure you click on the link in the description to get your £5 per 3 months deal. Right then, so the key team news from this game is that City actually are doing pretty much the same thing as they did at the Bernabeu in the week. So they've got Semenyo, Silva, O'Reilly, Haaland, Marmoush, all starting. Obviously West Ham, it's going to be a lot for them to deal with, but obviously they've gone with the back three. Axel Sassou, who's coming online from Chelsea and has done so well. Konstantinos Mavropanos and Jon Tedibo are the three centre-backs. Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Malak Diouf, the two wing-backs. It should be a fascinating game, this. I can't wait for it.
Of which our goalkeeper is number 1, Mads Amundsen. Number 4, Axel Disasi. Number 11. Here comes in Gerard Bowen. Number 25, John substitution for West Ham United, leaving the number 11, Tati Castellanos.
Well. That was very, very interesting, wasn't it? I mean, it feels remiss not to go straight into talking about the size of the race, but we are going to mention the ground. I mean, many times I've done West Ham, and I've been very, very critical on multiple different platforms about how poor the atmosphere at the London Stadium is. Maybe it was because I was in the lower tier for the first time yesterday, and it was much, much better than it has been before. And, the lower tier is obviously closer to the pitch, a lot closer to the pitch than the upper tier. It's all quite temporary as a lower tier because they remove it, I think, when it's like athletics meetings or whatever. So, yeah, it's a lot better, definitely. Is it one of the best stadiums in the country for atmosphere? Is it anywhere near the level of Upton Park? Both, no, but it's a lot better than it is sat in the gods, definitely. In terms of the title race, though, this is Arsenal's title to lose. This feels like the defining weekend in terms of the title race, with the 2 late goals from Arsenal by Gyökeres and Dalman, of course, against Everton, to get them 3 points just before this game kicked off. You feel that's a massive psychological blow it was for City going into this game as well. Obviously, no Pep Guardiola on the sideline, and Pep Blinders couldn't have the answer from the touchline, obviously. City has so much of the ball, West Ham, obviously, as you can see, the game wasn't really full with the chances at all. City had so much of the ball, but didn't create anything. I thought Ryan Cherky made a difference when he came on. I mean, what more he has to do to get a start? He's been fantastic in his first season in English football. He obviously, I think, deserves more of a starting berth, like I say, going forward. Haaland had a massive off night. Semenyo, again, but both had quite a few chances. Obviously, the Mark Gahey chance at the end, which you'd have probably seen on the highlights on, like, Sky Sports or whatever. That, again, it just shows you that is the pressure starting to come to a lot of these players who, of course, maybe aren't used to being in a title race. You mentioned Gahey and Semenyo there, Reinders, Aït-Nouri, just off the top of my head, players who are coming in from sides that don't often challenge for a title or haven't won titles before. So maybe it will take a bit of time for them to sort of bed into the Man City winning mentality, although there is obviously the question about whether Pep Guardiola is actually at City to stay, long term. Is this his final season at City? It feels, certainly with a performance like that, it just feels as if it's the end near for Pep in terms of obviously what happened at the Bernabeu on Wednesday night as well. It's a massive week ahead for City, obviously, with that 1-1 draw. Now, coming up is the second leg of that Real tie on Tuesday, and then obviously the small master of the League Cup final at Wembley on Sunday. As for West Ham, I think that's the point where you would say it's the point that most feels like a win, really. It was absolutely rocking was the ground at the end with that point. Obviously, with literally every other team in that Premier League relegation battle drawing this weekend, it very much is a case of, okay, it is as you was, and then we move again to next week's round of fixtures, which is huge because obviously Spurs play Forest, which is the highlight of next week's Premier League action, you'd say. Obviously, West Ham leads on the final game of the season could be massive as well, but I think if West Ham play like that between now and the end of the season, they will be alright in terms of staying up. So once again, thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all the usual jazz, and I'll see you guys in next week's video. Adios!